Hey, what is going on, guys? Cal here, and today in this video I'm going to be going over my settings in Krunker.io. And I did make a settings video a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago actually, but obviously the game has changed since then. There's been new settings added, and I've actually changed up some of my settings myself. So in this video I'll kind of be updating it to version 2.5.6 around mid-June of 2020. But before we get into that, make sure to leave a like and a comment if you end up enjoying the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you're going to buy KR in the Krunker shop, make sure to use code CAL to directly support me. All your support is greatly appreciated. But with all that aside, let's get right into the video. Now, before I even touch the settings, I get questions all the time about how I get my game to look like the way it is. I mean, all the blue and all this stuff. And this is a custom CSS. And personally, I'm not a Krunker resource swapper or custom CSS pro. I actually had my CSS done by Yuru2, so big shout out to him. I'll link his Twitch in the description below. Go support him for doing this. And also, if you want one done, you could possibly hit him up. I'm not sure, could do one for you. Some of the elements of the CSS also came from Ironify, and Ironify also did make my mod, so shout out to him as well. I'll put his YouTube in the description below. Go support him as well. And finally, gotta give credit to Yeehow. He also did make some of the edits of the CSS. And personally, I'm not gonna tell you guys how to add this to your game. There are plenty other tutorials out there that will do that for you. But if you guys do want my custom CSS, I have posted all of the files in my Discord servers, so make sure to join my Discord server if you want the resources to be able to do this. Again, I'm not going to show you how to do it because I'm not really that much of an expert myself, but I will at least give you guys the materials to do it if you want to do it yourself. But with CSS aside, let's get right into the settings. And also, before the settings, I'll go over my controls, and my controls are actually just default. I have nothing special bound. I feel like the default ones work for me fine, so I didn't bother changing anything. And there are a lot of settings to go through, so I'm going to try to go kind of fast, and I'm not going to really explain everything if I don't have to. This is not going to be a really detailed settings video. It's just going to be more of showing you guys my settings, so if you guys want to use them or test them out, then you can do so. Also, I will have the settings export in a paste bin in the description below, so go check that out. If you just want to import all my settings directly without even watching the video, you can do that. It's fine. Anyways, let's get started with localization. My default region is Dallas, and my language is English. Pretty self-explanatory. Network settings, I have lag comp turned all the way up and auto routing turned on because my ping can be bad sometimes, and these two apparently help ping. High tick rate I have turned on because it helps hit registration. Resolution I have is 1 because I have a decent PC and I can run 1. I do like to see the game in decent quality. Frame cap 0. Aspect ratio is my default 1920 by 1080. Low spec turned off. I've tried it on before and it looks kind of weird, so I don't really care for the extra FPS. I'd rather have it turned off and make my people look normal. No textures, I have it turned off. Map details are turned off just because it's a little extra, helps FPS a little bit. Same with particles, is a bit extra, and turning it off just helps with FPS a little bit. All my shadow settings I have off, ambient shading off, bullet trails, muzzle flash, sniper flap all off. Those are all extra. Texture animations and object animations, I do have those turned on because I do like my skins, so stuff like this you'll see animated. Have those turned on obviously because of that. Screen shake off, and weapon shine I have it turned on because again, skins. Lighting I have it as normal. Interface settings, my UI scale is on 0.8. Increasing it makes everything bigger, and decreasing it makes everything smaller. I feel like 0.8 is just the solid number here. Show UI obviously have it turned on. Use old scoreboard. Old scoreboard basically makes it where you can see the scoreboard at all times, and I like it so I don't have to press tab or whatever to show my scoreboard. Have it turned on. Disable rarity animations. If you disable rarity animations, you'll see any unobtainable skin will just go to the light yellow, but if you have this off, then it'll be rainbow, so obviously have it off. Dynamic HDR is on, indicators on with the color is white, show damage on with the damage color is blue, and crit color is red, and on the 0.5 damage scale, so it's a little bit less distracting. My kill feed is on, my kill counter is on, my death counter is on. The only thing I have off here is a score counter because I have my scoreboard on, so why would I need a score counter if I could literally just look at the scoreboard to see my score. Streak counter on, spectator counter on, ping and FPS all on. I want to see what ping and FPS I'm running to see if I'm having any problems or anything like that. Movement speed I have it turned off, that's not really that necessary. I can already feel how fast I'm going. Metals turned on, name tag display on everyone, and opacity is 1, and the style is also everyone. I do not have a name tag health number on because I can kind of gauge how low they are just by the bar. Color of our team is green, green for good people, you know, red for bad. This is pretty standard colors, I believe they're actually default colors. An XP bar, have it on yellow, and opacity on 1. for me, it doesn't really distract me at all. I barely even noticed it. This is a recent ad. It really wasn't a big one for me. Chat settings, for my chat box, I have it always showing. Profanity filter, I have it turned off because I'm not a pussy. Show player messages always, unboxings always. I like to see what people get. With chat opacity 0.7, background opacity 0, just so it's clear, nice and clean. Text outline, I do have a bit of an outline just to make the text easier to read. And chat timer I have turned 0 so it never goes away. Now my crosshair settings, these are pretty requested, but my crosshair is simply just a dot. I'll post some quick gameplay just so you guys can see how my crosshair works. It's literally just a dot. I have it on custom, hollow circle, 1 opacity, always showing, a blue color because I like blue for color, black shadow, the thin thickness, and the crosshair thickness and size are 2 and 2. Now for my gameplay settings, sensitivity and all this stuff is definitely personal preference, so don't just copy mine and expect it to work. You have to find your own sensitivity that you like to use, but for me personally, I have X and Y on 0.34 and aim X and Y on 0.24. Slide control, I have it on the max just to improve my movement. My movement kind of sucks anyways, but you know, just trying to help it out a little bit. Scroll direction, streamer mode, challenge mode, invert Y-axis, I have it all turned off, just useless extra stuff. Controller, this doesn't matter because I don't use controller, I use mouse and keyboard. Audio, this is also personal preference, you know, depends on what you want to hear. I personally have everything pretty low. Voice volume I have on 0 because I don't want to get ear raped by little kids. Sometimes I put on 0.1 though. View model, this is also probably my second most requested item in my settings. My field of view and my weapon field of view are max 120. Weapon bobbing, I have a 0.5. Once I tried 0 and just having a weapon so damn still just feels unnatural to me, so I have a 0.5, so it moves around a little bit whenever I'm running, and weapon leaning 2 for that same reason. My weapon X and Y offset are both 2, which means that the weapon is the furthest down and the furthest to the right that it can be. I've messed around with the offset a good bit, and I just feel like 2 is the good number here. For the Z offset, the default 1 is fine, because if I go any closer, then it feels like I'm shoving the gun into my body, and if I go any higher, then it looks like I have 6 foot long arms. Also looks weird. Weapon ADS Y offset at 1.5, and basically this is whenever you ADS and you have your show weapons on, then this is how low or high your weapon will be, and I found like 1.5 is a good height for me. Weapon aim animation I have turned on. Turning it off just like looks weird. Hide weapon on ADS, I currently have it turned on, but sometimes I turn it off if I'm feeling a little cheeky. I don't know, this just depends on my mood, honestly. Show hands also kind of depends on my mood. At some point I had it turned off, but I literally have the RGB die, so most of the times I really gotta have it turned on, you know, just to flex my die. Show primary, secondary, and melee. I'm a man of my skins, so I have these all turned on just so I can look at the skins that I buy and use in this game. Onto the editing settings for HUD health high and HUD health low. Those are my colors, blue and red. Show pop-up square I have it turned on with the color of this blue. Scale 0.5, so it's not extremely distracting, and X and Y offset are 5 and 3. I believe that's actually just default. I didn't really change that there. Saturation in-game and UI are both 2. I used to have this as 1, but then after changing it to 2, I realized how dull 1 was, so 2 is a great number for me. I feel like 3 is a little bit too bright still, so you know, we're sticking with this for now. Color hue in-game and UI, you know, the default is fine. I mean, changing the colors is pretty cool, but I'm okay with just the default colors. Vignette, I have it on 0. I think this just makes stuff darker, like it kind of adds that dark border. It's good for montages maybe, but personally whenever I'm just playing, I don't really need this, so I have it turned off. And kill feed limit, I have it as 5. I don't think we need any more than 5 kills at a time to be seen. Bullet tracers, I have this turned on. Kind of interesting to see where your bullet goes, and I have it at this default like whitish color. Customization settings, I have load mods and auto load mods on, even though I use Krunker resource swapper, and Krunker resource swapper loads absolutely everything that you have in that file into the game, including mods, so I don't even need these honestly, but I have them on anyways. Scope borders, I have it turned off. My scope image will be in the description below if you want to use it. I'll also put some gameplay so you guys can see what it looks like. I have changed my scope since the last settings video. No hit marker image, no reticle image. Reticle image width and height doesn't really matter because there's no image in the first place. Match and message, use code CAL when you buy care in the shop. This can be whatever the hell you want. I mean, if yours is also use code CAL when you buy care in the shop, well, that's pretty cool. I mean, you are promoting a good message. Otherwise, you can just put GG or like send me trays, random shit like that. Profile image, I have my profile picture. Ammo icon image is just the default ammo icon image, but blue. So if you guys want that, I'll also put that in the description below. And for the rest of the images, I don't have customs for. But yeah, that is going to be for the video, guys. Those are my settings. Again, I will have the whole export in the description below in a paste bin. So if you guys just want to copy them word for word, then that's how you do it. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And as always, if you're going to buy care in the Krunker shop, make sure to use code CAL to directly support me. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Cal, and I'll see you guys next time.